Hey, what up, everybody? Mr. Smith here. I am here today to make a video for the HungryHerman lab and to also introduce you to ArrayLists. I am not in school because I am attending the Lead CTAE Day at the Capitol. So I am going to jump right into it. So what you should probably first do is go to Canvas. Once you're on Canvas, find our CSA class slash CSP class. And once you're there, scroll down to week 8, and we are looking for 9.2 lab HungryHerman. This is a very, very quick and easy lab, just kind of walking you through how array lists work. So since I'm not there, I'm making a video to help support you. So definitely download the lab and pull it up. You're gonna see that HungryHerman, and then when I'm back on Thursday, we're gonna work through grocery list and dictionary. All right. So to start, um, I want to explain array list. So basically, an array list is like an array, but pretty different. The way I think about it, if you have an array, you have these boxes. And if you declare an array as being size 4, it has 4 boxes. Well, the way an array list works is it's more like a list. Um, you have a box, this is your list, but then you can add and remove as you go. So, I have the array list, I put something in position 1, then it makes a box. Then I add something else, it makes a box. Add something else, it makes a box. Add something else, it makes a box. Let's say I remove something, it removes a box. Say I remove 2 things, it removes a box. Let's say I add back 2 more. All right, so it's like an array that you can add and remove from, so you can change the size of it pretty easily. So I'm going to kind of walk you through in the lab exactly how that works. So next step would be to pull up NetBeans, start a new project, call it HungryHerman. All right. So my home PC's got a little bit different background than y'all are used to seeing. I use I think it's called Northern Lights, so it's like blue and yellow. But as always, delete your comments. And now we're actually going to dive into this. So the way I've designed this lab is that you're just going to do exactly what it says step by step to get used to using ArrayLists. So Herman is hungry. You are to write a program that will ask the user for 4 items of food to put on Herman's plate. All right, so basically we're going to have an array list that represents Herman's plate. So what I want you to do is right here, you're going to create an array list. But I'm going to remind you real quick how to make an array. So static, let's say string plate equals new string 5. All right, so this would create a string array of capacity or quantity 5. So an array with 5 slots in it. Well, for this lab, we want to make an array list, and it's kind of similar. So you say array list, then you tell it what type, but instead now we're using the like Pac-Man brackets, the less than or greater than brackets. So array list of type string plate equals, sorry guys, equals new array list, string, then you need open and close parentheses. So it's kind of like building an array list object of type string, right? So that's how it's different than array. So the reason it's mad is an array list is part of the API, so you have to add an import. So if I click on my little yellow guy here, it'll say add import for java.util array list. So you can either click the little yellow guy, I'll do that again, little yellow guy, yellow light bulb, click it. Or if you wanted, you could just type it. I usually type it, import java.util ArrayList. All right. So now that we've imported it, just like we do with scanners, we can use an ArrayList. All right. So if we look back at the lab, ask the user for 4 items of food to put on Herman's plate. That screams at me right now we need a scanner, right? So I'm going to go ahead and import java.util.scanner because we want the user to tell us. And then I'm going to make a scanner up here. System.in. All right, so static scanner kb equals new scanner system.in. So I made the scanner static because it's outside of the main method, so I actually have to do that to my array list too. So do notice that I went back and made the array list static. All right, so now that we have that, we can actually ask the user for 4 pieces of food. So you could do it like systemout.print food 1, food 2, food 3, food 4, but we're good programmers now, so we're going to use an array list. Or sorry, we're going to use a for loop. So 4 is equal, or 4 int I is equal to 0, while I is less than. Okay, so we want to ask for 4. Okay, so we want to actually go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then I plus plus. And each time we can just say food number. I'm going to make food number, and then if we do I plus 1, it'll do a nice little like food number 1, food number 2. So I think I'm going to do it that way. So notice I use print because I don't want it to go down to the next line. So food number, and then it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then each time we want to scan it. So we want to scan it and we want to add it to our array list. So this is different than how we've used arrays. So because an array list is an object, you type the name. So the name is plate, and you put a dot. And here's all our methods for an array list. So when you want to add something to the array, use the add method. And we want to add their input, so we need to call kb.next. All right, so plate, add whatever they type in. So if you run this to test it, food 1, apple, egg, almonds, chicken, boom. All right, we had food 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see what it asks us to do next. Herman doesn't like everything that was there, so he removes the 3rd item added. So we need to double check that we're doing everything correctly. So we also need to print our array list. So you're going to print I is equal to 0, I is less than. So now we actually need the size of our array. So we can do plate.size. All right. So when we did strings, it was string like variable name for the string dot length. Arrays was dot length. ArrayList is dot size. All right, I plus plus. So maybe I want to print everything. Well, yeah, let's print everything on a new line. So plate dot get at I. So get will pull the information out of the array. So added something to the array, get pulls it out of the array. So just to kind of double check that our stuff works, apple, eggs, almonds, chicken, and it prints out apple, eggs, almonds, chicken. So we know that that's what's in there. Okay, so it was important to do this print statement to print the array list. All right, and it was important because if you look at question number 2, Herman doesn't like everything that was there, so he removes the 3rd item added. So the only way we know this is going to work is if we had that print statement. So remove 3rd item. The way we do that is plate.remove, and we need the location of the 3. So location 0 is the first, 1 is the second, 2 is the third. So we're going to remove position 2. So now if I test it, apple, eggs, almonds, chicken, it's only got apple, eggs, and chicken. Almonds got removed. All right, so we did what the lab wanted. So we look at number 3. Herman decides he doesn't want the last item added to his plate, but instead wants ice cream. Change by using the method set the last item added, which can be found using size -1. So to find the last item, so we want to remove the last item. Well, we want to replace, also known as set, the last item with ice cream. So we're going to do plate dot set. The location, okay, is plate dot size -1, and we want to replace it with ice cream. So when we run this, all right, we've got apple, eggs, almonds, chicken. So now we've removed almonds and then replaced chicken with ice cream. All right, so our boy Herman's got apple, eggs, and ice cream on his plate. So we're going to continue with the lab. Herman's mom asks if Herman got some green beans. Did he? So now we need to check to see if he's got green beans. So use the contains method to determine if Herman has green beans and print to the screen if he does or does not. So we need to check to see if Herman has green beans using contains method. So we're going to do a for loop because we need to go through the whole array list. All right, we got to search each spot and see if we find the string green beans. So I is less than plate dot size because we want to. At this point, we don't know what size our array list is, so we want to make sure we use that. Okay. So if plate dot get, all right, at I dot equals, because we're using strings, right? We're using strings. If it is equal to green beans, then we can say Herman has green beans. Oh, so actually, this is one way you could do it, but I forgot. The lab tells you to use contains. So to make it easier for ourselves, we could say if plate dot contains, then we look for green beans. If it contains green beans, we're going to say Herman has green beans. So the way I was just doing it is if you did not have this contains method. But Herman has green beans. Else, so you really don't even need this for loop either. My apologies, guys. I forgot how contains method worked until I started using it. All right, Herman. So you really can get rid of, and I apologize for this for loop here, and make sure you get rid of that bottom bracket too. But if and else, all right? So if we run this, one thing I thought of too, we should probably go back in, and when we're scanning in, let's go ahead and add a to lowercase to make it lowercase, so that way when it looks for green beans, it'll make sure that it's lowercase. So apples, eggs, almonds, chicken. Herman does not have green beans. If we run it again, apples, eggs, bacon, and green beans. Herman does not have green beans. But that's because it got removed. It got replaced with ice cream. So if we really want to test this, we need to put green beans first. Oh. All right. So it looks like I've messed up again. Check it out. So if we do green beans, it skips. And the reason why is green beans is 2 words. All right, it's 2 words, and we're using dot next up here. So you need to change it to next line. So that way we can use green beans. All right. So maybe I did that on purpose. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? Ice cream, eggs, almonds. And Herman has green beans finally. All right. So as y'all can see, had to change something there. Had to go in and do kb.nextLine so we can do 2-worded foods. All right. So next line instead of next. Okay. Here we go. Number 5, Herman eats his food in order, so he would like to add a salad to the front of his plate. So how can we add a salad to the front? Well, whenever I'm trying to figure that out, add a salad to the front of the plate. Sometimes I just type plate, and then I try to decide which one I need here. So we could use add, but add puts it at the end, right? If we add, we just add it to the end of the array list, but we have this one here. Inserts the specified element at a location. Okay, so this is a different kind of add. This is an add where we can tell it where to add. So I'm going to click that one. The front is 0, and we can add a salad. So we're adding a salad to the front. All right. Moving on to number 6. Herman's mom then asks where his salad is located. Use the index of method to determine what spot of Herman's plate the salad is. It should be in the first spot. Okay, so to do that, we need to, so check to find the spot that Herman's salad is located. So the way we do that is we're going to need to print this information out. So you need to make sure you have a print statement. So Herman's salad location, right? Plus, now we're just going to call plate index of, and we're going to search for a salad. So we're going to look for a salad. So if we run this, I know I can do eggs, oranges, ham, gravy. All right, so Herman does not have green beans. Herman's salad location is 0. And you can see that when we are all done, he has salad, eggs, oranges, and ice cream. Okay, so location 0, we know that because array lists start at the beginning, it's location 0. So if we want to make it nice, we could say, we could do this and add a +1. So that way it'll tell us, instead of it saying location 0, it'll tell us location 1. Right? All we're doing is adding 1 to all the indexes. Birds and cats. He's a wild man. So now Herman's salad is in location 1. Okay, so munch, munch. Herman eats his food. Go through Herman's plate and munch all his food by using the clear method. All right, so what's cool about ArrayLists is when you're done. So here we have the for loop printing out everything in our array, in our array list. So maybe at the very end, we want to call plate.clear. And then afterwards, we're going to copy and paste this for loop again, just so we can see if it actually cleared. All right, so I copied and pasted this for loop to after we did the clear. So now I can say Gosha beans. I don't know what those are. I got lasagna, little breadsticks action, and yogurt. Okay. So Herman salad location 1, salad, Gosha beans, lasagna, ice cream. But then look, it only printed 1 time, which shows that our clear worked. Because it's printing it here, and then we clear, and we try to print here, and nothing prints. So I can check that by saying plate empty. Just to double check, add that on there to prove that the plate is empty. So eggs, bacon, it's breakfast time, grits, and a waffle. All right. Well, Super weird because it didn't print plate is empty. A little strange. But either way, we're done with the lab. I'll look at that once I have time to process it. But that's it, guys. I am at Atlanta, so I appreciate you just hanging out with the sub. Make sure you get this done. I'm a little tougher when I'm not there, and I expect you to do something, especially if I leave a video. But until next time, take it easy, guys. Later.